Okay, good morning po, tita. I will I will interview you po about which country you have visited po for our subject. Yes. For our first question po, tita, what country have you visited na po?
I haven't visited, but I worked in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
Oh, how long have you stayed there po, tita?
I worked there. I had a contract for 2 years and I finished it.
Oh. When you first arrived in that country, tita, have you had any culture shock experiences?
Yes, big time.
Can you share po some details about this?
First, they took our passports. As soon as we landed on the airport, the driver took our passports before we left for the compound. And then first thing I noticed, females are not allowed to drive the street. So it has always to be the male, and you always have to have a male companion, but you cannot go out of your place being with a male companion if you're not married and if you cannot show them any proof of your marriage or your ikama. They call it an ikama. Also, women are treated as second-class citizens, which I didn't really like, because she has always to be submissive to the husband or the male in the family.
And how did that make you feel, tita?
I felt more, I think I appreciated more our culture in the Philippines, because at least for females, we have our own voices compared in Saudi Arabia, where the females have only limited them. They only are able to to be assertive in a few instances, and it's really very limited.
Okay. Moving on po. What makes that country's culture so different from ours?
There's a lot, probably, but they have a very big difference between our cultures. But I would also say that I appreciate some parts of it, like in some instances, like they really give high regard to the elderly, especially the women, like their moms. They are very important in the family, but also with their dads. But mostly I find that it's their moms. Also, the difference between our cultures is that, yeah, like I said, like women have no voices. Like they probably have, but it's only limited. There's only a lot, so much they can do. For when back home in the Philippines, women are allowed to, they're much more freer to have to exert their rights. Yeah.
Okay. Ano po? Last question po, tita. Any advice you can give to Filipinos who want to travel, work, or immigrate in that country that you have visited po?
The first thing I would always recommend is follow whatever the laws that country has that you go to. You have to follow the law and you'll get out of trouble. And ipilit na itong ginagawa namin sa Pilipinas, kailangan gawin namin dito sa bansang ito. No, you're in another country. That's why they say, do what the Romans do. Hindi mo pwedeng ipumilit yung kultura nyo or yung religion nyo sa isang country na hindi naman yun ang religion. Like sa Saudi, it's Muslim. Ba't ko ipipilit ang pagiging Roman Catholic to sa isang country na Muslim country? You have to practice your faith discreetly na lang. And respect the religion. It's always respect. At the end of the day, it's always respect.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yun lang po, tita. Thank you po for your time.
Welcome.
Po. That's that's all. Have a good day po, tita. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Good night.
Good morning po. Sige po.